Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. And today we are going to discuss Minimax Hacker problem. In this problem, we are given 5 positive integers and we have to find the minimum and maximum values that can be calculated by summing exactly 4 of the 5 integers. Then we have to print the respective minimum and maximum values as a single line of two space-separated long integers. So here, the sample example, we have an array of 5 elements as mentioned above, and our minimum sum is 16 and our maximum sum is equals to 24. So we have to print both the sum, min sum or max sum, space separate. Before understanding the logic, guys, we have to just check this constraint also. Here we can see the constraint is array element can have a range from 1 to 10 raised to power 9. It means if we are going to add 2 integers, it will overflow. It will exceed the integer range. That's why we have already mentioned that we have to use the long integer. So if you are working in different language, so based on that, you have to use the data type. Like here, I am working with Java, so I will use long over here. Let's start, guys. Let's see the logic behind this. So in Minmax, we have 2 approaches over here to solve this problem. Let's start with the approach 1. So in this approach 1, we can sort the array in ascending order, so that after sorting, it will arrange the element from increasing order. Then we will calculate the sum of first 4 elements, say minimum, and we will store the result to of first 4 element into minimum. And after that, we will calculate the sum of last 4 elements and say its maximum and store all those results in a maximum. And finally, we will print the min sum and maximum. Let's see, guys, this algorithm in action now. For example, we have an array of 5 elements represented by A. Now we will follow each and every step and see the outcome. First, we are going to sort this array. So after sorting, we will get this out. Now second step is to calculate the sum of first 4 elements. So we will calculate the sum of first 4 elements and assign it to min sum. So you can see, after calculating the result of 4 elements, we will get 10, and we are storing inside min sum. Now we will go to step 3, where we will calculate the sum of last 4 elements and assign it to maximum. So you can see we have calculated the sum, and sum is equals to 14. We have assigned it to maximum. And then finally we will print both min sum or maximum. So this is the answer. So this is one approach, guys, to solve this problem. But if you see in this approach, the complexity of this approach is n log n. In the first step, we are sorting this array. Guys, this problem is defined that we will be having only 5 elements. But in a general way, array length is suppose n. Then for sorting the array in any order, it will take around n log n time. And rest of the operations or steps will take O(n) time. So if you see, the total overall complexity of this solution would be n log n, which is not efficient enough to solve this problem. For the same problem, can be solved in much more efficiently. Let's see the approach second. So here in approach second, we are going to find the minimum element in the array. In the second step, we will find the maximum element in the array. In the third step, we are going to calculate the sum of all the elements in the array. And fourth one, we are calculating the min sum by subtracting the max value from total sum in the array. And fifth step, we are calculating the max sum by subtracting minimum value from the overall sum. And finally, we are going to print min sum and max sum. Now we are going to see this algorithm in action. We have the same example guys over here. Now we are not going to do any sorting. We will follow all the steps one by one and we will see the result. In the first step, find the minimum element in the array. So the minimum element in the array is equals to 1. In the next step, we are going to find maximum element in the array, which is 5. And third step, we are going to sum of all the elements in the array and assign it to sum. So after doing sum of all the elements, we will get 15. So now we'll move to the fourth step. So here the min sum will be equals to sum minus max value, because from this array, if we are removing any max value which is a part of this sum, means the remaining sum will be min sum. So 15 minus 5 equals to 10. So the min sum will be equal to 10. So in the same way, we are going to calculate the max sum. So we are subtracting minimum from the sum. So we'll get max sum. And finally, we'll print min sum or max sum. And if you see guys, here we have taken O(n) time to complete the above 3 operation, and rest operation are constant. So we have to run a one loop which will go up to n, and we can calculate all the stuff very easily. So the complexity of this approach is O(n). So now we will implement the solution guys. Let's have a look. We will have a method called min max sum, and input will be array. Here we will take long variable min max or sum, as we already discussed that we have to take a long data type over here. Otherwise, if we will take int data type, it will exceed the maximum range. And we are assigning array's first element to min, and same element we are assigning to max, and same element we are assigning to sum also, because we never know the array's first element whether it will be min, max or odd. So we are assigning first element to both the variable, and in sum also, suppose we have only one element in the array, so sum will be equals to that element. Now we will have one for loop which will run up to first to array length minus 1. Why it starts from first? Because we have already assigned first element to the array, so it has to start from the next element. And then we are going to calculate the overall sum in a sum variable, and here this logic is to find out the minimum from the array. So you can see, if we are finding any element which is less than the minimum, then we are assigning that element to the minimum. In the same way, if we are finding any element which is greater than maximum, then we are assigning that element to the next variable. So once this loop run completely, we will have total in the sum variable, minimum will be stored in this variable and maximum will be stored in max. And at the end, we will just print the sum minus maximum, which will represent the min sum, and sum minus minimum, which will represent maximum. So this is the solution guide. Now let's put the same code and see in HackerRank whether it works or not. So here we are going to paste the same code and we'll try to run this. You can see guys that sample test case got passed. Now I am trying to submit this code. You can see guys, the all test case got accepted. I hope now it's clear to you guys how we have solved this Minimax HackerRank problem. Guys, I have completed the code on GitHub and the link is mentioned in the description box. So you can download the code from there. And if you really like this video, please don't forget to subscribe my YouTube channel. Thanks for watching.